Commercially viable, Kano is known to be the Nigeria's center of commerce, trade hub for the sub-Saharan Africa, and perhaps the nation's second most industrialized city. Its famous Kantinkwari textile market, the popular Abubakar Rimi market in Sabongari, the busiest multipurpose Singa market, the Africa's largest grain market in Dawanau, and of course the Asian Kurmi market all tells a story of a promising economic opportunities in Kano. The industrial development of Kano started at between 1920 and 1930, when the then Emir of Kano, Abdullahi Bayero, established Kano Waterworks, which was used to generate electricity.
The Emir of Kano, may Allah continue to rest his soul in perfect peace. He is the Alpha and Omega, and it's like he bulldozed his way to do that, because the contribution of the colonial masters is only about 20,000 pounds and in kind, by giving, I think, the engineer also, by providing the engineer that supervised the work. But the 200,000+ pounds was sourced and paid by Kano Native Authority, Kano NE, which is under the leadership of the King Emir of Kano that time.
By 1940, real industrialization in Kano began with the establishment of mainly soap and some few confectionery factories. But the state witnessed its industrial boom following the federal government import substitution policy of 1970, during which Bompai and subsequently Chalawa and Sharada industrial estate were established, with over 500 industries and factories functioning then in full capacity.
By mid-80s to early 90s, based on membership of Manufacturers in Nigeria and non-members of MAN, there were about 500 industries in Kano in between that time. But the MAN members are 200 and something, and non-MAN members are almost 200 and something. So making about 500 as at that time, which shows the highest number of industries in Kano.
The significance of this industrial boom, however, led to a massive job creation, which lifted thousands out of poverty, provide government with billions of naira in revenue, led to a significant reduction of high cost of living, and improved Kano's foreign investments. Unfortunately, from early 90s to date, things seem to have fallen apart for Kano, with a little below 150 industries operating far below the factory's capacity at between 20 to 30%. Well, this is how it is behind me here in most industrial estate here in Kano, a dump site. These industries have been closed for many years, and there is nothing inside, only that people used to come and dump refuse here. And this is happening in almost all parts of Kano's industrial estate of Sharada, Chalawa and Bompai industrial estates. In Ajuket capital, the problem of raw materials and high cost of electricity tariff are some of the major factors responsible for Kano's industrial crisis.
As of today, the cost of electricity in Kano is about 72 naira per kilowatt hour, while that of Lagos and Ogun axis is about from 40 to 50 something naira. Why am I saying this? From a layman's point of view, they may not understand the implication of this. Like this factory you're talking about now, we are paying close to 30 million naira per month for electricity. So if we have the same company with the same capacity in Lagos or Ogun, to be paying roughly around 19 or 20 million naira as per the cost of electricity. If you multiply that by 12, how much is it in a month?
Despite this disturbing status of Kano's industrial sector, few industries are managing to keep body and souls together. Hussaina Ahmad manages a small oil processing mill. With few machines and workers, she can only operate based on the availability of her raw materials, while this plastic processing factory is operating a little above 60%.
high rates of electricity tariff. It's very high. And also we have challenges of social amenities. Before to come to this factory, definitely you see our roads. We have bad roads. And also we have challenges of lack of raw materials due to COVID-19. Because most of the groundnut, I'm producing groundnut, I'm manufacturing groundnut oil and the cottonseed oil. All these products, the raw materials is not from Kano. We are getting it from Gombe, from Maiduguri sites, from Benin site, Kano, from Chadi, from Cameroon. So due to the COVID, you know, there is some problems of going there to buy the raw material. And also since it is non-Nigerian product, non-Nigerian raw material, so there is high rate of exchange now because dollar is high. Even SEPA is high because Chad and Cameroon are using SEPA. So most of the time we are buying dollars to go and make change there to buy the granite. Last year by now, I'm buying 1 ton of granite at 300,000, which is expensive at that time. But today, I'm buying granite at 590. No, ton. It means like 59,000 per bag.
However, with the federal government recent ban on rice importation, agro-allied industries may have had a cause to smile. This rice processing mill is one of them. With a significant number of workforce, modern rice processing equipment, and uninterrupted supply of raw materials, things appeared to be moving well for the rice processors, just like this flour mill processing factory, which operated at about 90% capacity, having a modern machineries and a relatively steady supply of raw materials. Nevertheless, manufacturers believe that there are many lapses to cover if Kano is to regain its industrial lost glory.
Doing business in Kano has relatively a lot of challenges. Challenges being that we are in the hinterland and the infrastructure from Lagos to here is very poor, so there's no rail infrastructure, there's no, the road infrastructure is very bad as well. So a truck would leave Lagos, it would take somewhere between 2 to 10 days on the road before it arrives here, depending on the problems they face on the roads. So this is very, very difficult because even diesel has to come from Lagos. So everything that has to come to us has to come to Lagos, and then additionally the cost of that transportation gets added onto the cost of the products, making it uncompetitive if we look at the price of products that is already manufactured at the port cities.
Challenges are there, and like in any other aspect of life, there is bound to be challenges. But we will continue to raise our voice for the authorities to come to our aid, so that as they have done in many other areas, they should also continue to help, so that we can have a smooth operating environment where the existing companies will continue to thrive, and others outside will also be able to come in.
Unless raw materials becomes adequate, electricity supply remains uninterrupted, and government policies are properly implemented, the future of Kano's industrial sector may likely continue to remain bleak. Idris Jibrin, Trust TV News, Kano.